Good morning. Myself V. Pavan Kumar, working as an assistant professor in CSE AIML department in MLR Institute of Technology. So today I am going to discuss about the topic network topology. So before going to discuss about this particular network topology, so we will have a discussion about the definition of the computer networks. So network is a set of devices, often referred as nodes, connected by communicating devices. So see, set of devices in the sense, so this is one device, this is another device, so this is another device, this is another device, connected by communication links. So this is one communication link, this is another communication link, this is another communication link, this is another communication link. So this may be personal computer, this may be printer, this may be laptop, this may be mobile. So these are communicating devices. These communicating devices are connected by communication links. We call it as a communication link. This is one communication link. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. These are the communication links, we call it as a. So these communication links, how you are going to arrange this particular communication links, right? So the arrangement of communication links is done with the help of a topic called topology. So how you are going to arrange these links, how you are going to arrange these particular links, these links establishment is done with the help of the topology, right? So arrangement of computers in a network is nothing but a topology, or you can call it as a geometric representation of the relationship that exists between links and linking devices. So this is one linking device, this is another linking device, this is another linking device, this is another linking device. These are the linking devices. Links, these are the links. These links, relationship that exists between linking devices, this we call it as a, this is linking device, this is link. So the geometric representation of the relationship that exists between links, these are the links and linking devices. The relationship that exists between links and linking devices is nothing but a topology, or it is also called as logical connection of various computers in a network. So logical connection, whatever the connection that is being established between the device, we call it as a logical connections. This we call it as a topology. So this is a justification of the definition topology. So here we have five types of the topologies. They are bus topology, ring topology, star topology, mesh topology and hybrid topology. Bus, ring, star, mesh and hybrid. So coming to the discussion regarding the bus topology. So here all the computers are arranged through a long cable. This is a long cable. This we call it as a long cable. This is known as bus. All the systems, say for example, this is personal computer 1, personal computer 2, this is personal computer 3, personal computer 4, this is personal computer 5. So all the computers are connected to a long cable called bus, right? So for example, if personal computer 5 wants to send the data to personal computer 1. So personal computer 5 is a sender, personal computer 1 is a receiver. So all the systems which are connected to the network will receive this particular data, and by observing the addresses, the rest of the computers will discard that particular data and PC1 will receive this particular data. So this is a procedure involving this particular bus topology. So what is the disadvantage here? So the entire transmission is taking place with the help of this particular long cable. So if this particular long cable fails, the entire communication will be failed. So the entire communication depends upon this particular long cable. So PC5 will send the data and PC1 will receive the data. So apart from that particular PC1, PC4 will receive the data, PC3 will receive the data, PC2 will receive the data. So simply by observing the addresses, all these three will discard the data and simply PC1 will receive this particular data. So these are the coming to this particular advantages. So what are the advantages in this particular bus topology is that, so as we require only one cable, one advantages, only one cable is required. Only one cable is required. So easy to maintenance, easy to install, easy to reconfigure. So it doesn't require much cabling is not required here. So it is very easy to maintain, to install and to reconfigure. So what is the disadvantages? If one cable fails, that means if this is a transmission medium, if this particular cable fails, the entire network will be collapsed. So as they have been arranged in a bus fashion, so this is one seed, this is another seed, this is another, this is another, this is another seed. So as they have been arranged in a bus fashion, we call it as a bus topology, right? This is about bus topology. So see here we have some remarks. See, all computers are connected to a long cable called bus. So drawbacks, collisions in the sense, what is particular collision? If PC5 starts sending the data and at the same time PC4 started sending the data, both the data will be collided. As the data transmission is being taking place in the same direction, that is in opposite direction. So when the collision will happen, when both the stations started sending the data in opposite directions, both the stations will, both the data of the stations will get collided. So collision takes place. No security. So why there is no security? So PC5 started sending the data, it is going to reach to the PC4, PC3 and PC2, but exact receiver is that PC1. So not only PC1, whatever the computers that are there in the network, all the stations are going to receive that particular data, but by observing the addresses, all the three will be discarding the data. So all the stations will receive the data which are there in the network. So there is no security, right? If cable fails, the entire network will be collapsed. Those are the drawbacks. Coming to the advantages, only one cabling is required. So less expensive, installation is easy and easy to reconfigure. This is about bus topology. Coming to the star topology. So all the systems in this particular network are arranged in the star fashion. That is why it is named as star topology. So this is, say for example, this is personal computer 1, personal computer 2, personal computer 3, personal computer 4, personal computer 5, personal computer 6 and so on. So all the stations are connected to the long cable. So here it is, we call it as a centralized device. This we call it as a centralized device. All the stations are connected to the centralized device called as a, it may be hub. It is connected to the hub. Hub may be hub. So here the centralized device may be hub or a switch. It may be hub or a switch. So what is the disadvantage with respect to hub and what is the advantage with respect to switch? If it is a hub, then the message transmission will be broadcast. Say for example, personal computer 1 wants to send the data to personal computer 5, for example, right? So what is how the data transmission will happen with respect to hub? PC1 will transmit the data to hub, and from hub the data will be transmitted to all the systems that are connected across the cable. So that means it is going to reach to the PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4 and so on, all the devices, and finally it reaches to the PC5. So what happens with respect to switch? If it is switch, it is going to switch. From switch it is going to reach to the from PC1 to switch, and from switch to PC5 only directly. So it will not reach to all the stations, only to intended receiver it is going to reach to that particular intended receiver. So that kind of transmission we call it as a unicast. Whereas in broadcast, if it is a broadcast, if it is a hub, so PC1 to hub to all the systems that are connected across the network. So PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4, PC5 and so on. So this is, we call it as a broadcast. So that is the difference between unicast and broadcasting. What are the advantages? If it is a switch, we have a security. So as we have discussed, switch in the sense only the unicast mechanism takes place from sender to switch and from switch to receiver. Only that particular sender and receiver will receive the data and remaining will not receive the data. Whereas broadcast, there is no security, because from PC1 to hub, the hub is, if the centralized device is a hub, so it is going to reach to all the stations that are connected. So there is no security and less expensive. That is one of the advantage. So what is the main drawback? Either it might be a hub or a switch. If that particular centralized device fails, the whole network will fail. So that is the drawback of this particular star topology. So coming to this ring topology. So in ring topology, all the as all the stations are connected in a ring fashion, we call it as a ring topology. So every node will be connected to adjacent nodes. For example, this is one node. So PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4, PC5. So PC1 adjacent nodes are PC5 and PC2. PC2 adjacent nodes are PC5 and PC1. PC3 adjacent nodes are PC2 and PC4. PC4 adjacent nodes are PC3 and PC5. So each and every node is connected to its adjacent nodes. Data transmission will be unidirectional in circular fashion. So unidirectional means, so for example, PC1 wants to transmit the data to PC4, for example. So PC1 to PC2, PC2 to PC2 to PC3, and PC3 to PC4, and PC4 to PC5. So the data will be transmitted in unidirectional. As the data transmission is unidirectional, there is no possibility of the collision. So collision in the sense, if any data has been transmitted in opposite direction, then there only possibility of the collision will take place. So as they have been transmitting in only one direction, collisions will not happen. So easy to fault tolerance. So drawbacks: expensive, more cabling is required, difficult to reconfigure where the possibility of configuration takes place. It is not easy to configure. If one system fails, transmission fails. For example, if this PC2 fails, there is no possibility to transmit the data to PC3, PC4 and PC5. So these are the disadvantages. And less security. Less security in the sense, if PC5 wants to transmit the data to PC1, PC5, so PC2 will receive, PC3 will receive, PC4 will also receive. So simply each and every system in the network will receive the data, so there is no security. And coming to the mesh topology. Next topology is mesh topology. Each and every system is connected to all the networks in the system. So data is bidirectional here. So if you see here, from this is PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4, PC5. So the data transmission will be in bidirectional. Each and every node in the network is connected to all the nodes in the network, whereas in the ring topology it is connected to only the adjacent nodes. But whereas PC1 it is connected to PC2, PC3, PC4 and all so on. For example, if you take PC2, it is connected to PC3, it is connected to PC4, it is connected to PC1, it is connected to PC5. That means each and every node is connected to all the nodes which are there in the network. If there are n nodes, there will be n-1 links. So coming to the drawbacks, it is expensive, difficult to reconfigure. If one system fails, the transmission fails. And coming to the hybrid topology, connection of two or more topologies is a hybrid topology. Either the two topologies, two or more, it might be star, it might be ring, it might be bus. So the combination of two or more topologies is the bus hybrid topology. Thank you.